Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the 1/12 scale Big Bad Workshop and Fresh Monkey Fiction collaboration on their Operation Monster Force 1/12 scale action figure line. Here we have the Lieutenant Griffin, the Eraser optically compromised version. This was exclusive to Toylanta a couple of weeks ago and officially goes up for sale on Big Bad Toy Store April 18th, Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure to head over to the website to get your order in for this Eraser optically compromised version. This video should be live right as the figure becomes available, so link in the video description below so you guys can get your order in on the Lieutenant Griffin, the Eraser optically compromised version. Now this exclusive version, as you can see, has a limited run, so it is only available in a plastic bag here. It is the translucent purple version for the Season 2 release of Lieutenant Griffin, so very excited to check this out. Big shout out and thank you to Big Bad Toy Store for sending this out my way so I can review for you guys. I'm very excited, so let's get into it. So if you guys aren't familiar, Operation Monster Force, there's a whole lore and backstory to everything that's going on in the world of Monster Force. So here with the Lieutenant Griffin, the Eraser optically compromised, you can see here, to the world, Lieutenant Griffin, the Eraser, is an unseen phantom, a master of invisibility who leaves no trace. But to one being, he is not completely hidden. The Donner Party, a stitched-together entity composed of multiple individuals, possesses eyes taken from the dead, eyes that perceive reality differently. Through their fractured composite vision, they see the Eraser as a shifting purple silhouette, flickering between the layers of their unnatural sight. And they may not be the only ones. The girl abducted by the Forgotten King, the descendant of the Donner Party, bears the same eerie purple eyes. Could she, too, see through Lieutenant Griffin's invisibility? What is the connection between her and the Donner Party? And could her eyes be the very reason the Forgotten King took her? The mystery deepens. So there we go. Let's go ahead and open this up. Let's take a look at the optically compromised Lieutenant Griffin, the Eraser. Okay, so I'm playing around with some lighting stuff, and as you can see with the translucent purple, if I throw in like a purple night sky background in there, he blends in really well. So it's either, oh, it blends in too much, or it gives you exactly what you're kind of looking for in something where he's optically compromised, so he can be seen, right? But even then, he could still, like, you know, be hidden away, I guess. You know, the Donner Party, obviously, they can kind of see him and whatnot, but even at nighttime, you know, is it going to be enough? Is he still going to be like a threat? Like, that's all the things that you kind of think about when trying to set up certain things. So it's a whole lot of fun. You know, and again, I put out all this light that I can get in there. It's just really cool. A whole lot of fun. And if you have any of the Monster Force figures, you know these are really good figures. This translucent one is no exception to that. Like, it's really good. And I know there's always like a, you know, there's always a scare when it comes to translucent plastic. Is it going to be a little bit more brittle or anything? No, this guy feels great. He moves around really well. Like, nothing, I have no concerns with anything. So it works out really well. So I'm very, very happy with the way it came out. And again, just having a whole lot of fun with what you could do with this. That just makes it, you know, just a lot of fun to play with and kind of pose around and do all that. So let's go ahead and get in for a closer look at the figure while I try and mess around with some other things, maybe change the background a little bit and just try to have some fun with it. Let's get into it. Okay, so here we have the Eraser, the optically compromised Lieutenant Griffin, and he just looks awesome. As you can see there, the translucent plastic, the purple color. Basically, his head is wrapped. So think of the Invisible Man, right? That's the obviously Griffin. You know, that's the inspiration there. So if the full color painted version, you know, you'd be able to tell, but it's supposed to be bandage wrapped there. You know, and then the goggles come off, as you can see there. Just really cool that you have that option. Now, the regular release version is going to have two different head sculpts. It'll have like a translucent head, and in addition to the wrapped head, which is really cool, which is still available to pre-order, by the way. So you guys can go ahead and get in on that. So looking at the accessories, first off, we get the Operation Monster Force stand. Every figure comes with one of these stands. Obviously, the other ones in Wave 1 actually came with, you know, the tombstone, like it was all gray stone. But this one, translucent plastic, purple plastic, so that makes sense there. We have a couple of different weapons. Now, these weapons are designed by Gridiron Studios, which they do some amazing work, which you guys are probably really familiar with already at this point. But here we have a look at the rifle here. This is really good. And then I guess this is the suppressor or silencer. I'd say suppressor that you can attach there at the end. So that looks good. There we get a couple of handguns in here, and he's got a couple holsters. He's got a holster on his right leg, so you can hold on to this handgun here, and that looks really good. Everything is the same purple translucent color. You get the I want to say bandolier, is that what it's called? But this is the one. It's an extra piece. I already swapped out the other piece, as you can see there. You got this one in here, which has the gun holster there, and as you can see, we have this pistol here. It is a smaller pistol. I don't know the difference between the, maybe this is a Glock, this is the Glock Desert Eagle. I don't actually know, but we get two different sizes there. We do get a knife here, and this knife looks pretty good. Focus. Knife looks good. And you do get this holster piece here for the knife. And basically kind of the similar with all the other Operation Monster Force stuff. Very modular, so you can actually peg this in onto like the harness piece that he wears there. You can have that going there, or you can put it on the other side. It's up to you. So that's really cool there. We also get a few extra sets of hands. So out of the package, he's got fists. Has a hard time focusing because of the translucent. He's got fists out of the package. And then you also get a pair of grip hands. So standard grip hands there. Horizontal hinge on those. You get a couple of open hands, one for the left, one for the right, as you can see there. And then you also get trigger finger hands for the left and the right, and these have the vertical hinge, which is good. There. You also get these two circle pieces here. These are going to be like glove cuffs, because basically how it works is you get these pieces here that could come off, and then this would be like rolled up sleeve. So then you could put the glove cuff piece on the wrist there, and then you could peg in the hand so it looks like an actual glove, so it doesn't look weird, right? You have that there. So you got a couple of different modular options there. And then again, kind of going back to this one, you could pull these straps off there, and then you could put this one on. And what I really like about this, it's easy to peg on and peg off, which is good, because some of these other toy companies are definitely a little bit more difficult, and maybe it's just I'm out of practice when it comes to it, but I've always had some difficulties in kind of swapping these things out, taking them on, and trying to taking them off and then trying to put them back on. That clips on very nicely, and as you can see there, so you could get a couple of different looks. You wouldn't really have the both on there at the same time. Like I did it and it looked weird, so I'm not going to really do that again. But that's what we have going on there, and you can see the holster is a separate piece that's floating on the leg there, and then it's just all translucent purple plastic all the way across. So looks great. Let's go ahead and check out the articulation now. Okay, so I took everything off so you guys can, so we can go over the articulation together here. The neck is on a separate piece. It is on a hinge. However, it doesn't want to hinge a whole lot. The neck itself does hinge a little bit, so I'm having some difficulties trying to get him to look up, so just be aware of that. Getting him to look down, you can go down that much. You can get some pivot going on with the neck as well, and you get a full rotation on that head. The arm you can get to go straight on out like so, full rotation in there. You got a butterfly joint, so whoops, I pulled that shoulder right out. You can get the butterfly to go back a little bit, and then you can come forward a little bit for some crossbody in there. You got the upper bicep swivel in there, double jointed pinless elbow, gives you that much bend there at the elbow. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge, standard horizontal hinge on all the hands except for the trigger finger hands have the vertical hinge. You got the diaphragm cut on there and the ball joint waist. So total, you can get him to tilt to his left that much. You could tilt to the right that much there. So that is crazy amount of movement. And then leaning back, you can lean back really far. And then coming forward, you can come forward that much there. You could get a twist at that diaphragm. You could get a twist at the waist swivel as well. You get the drop down hip, so you can drop the leg down that much there, which is great. You could do full on splits, as you can see there. You can kick forward really far there, and then you can go back on the leg a little bit there. You got the upper thigh cut in there, double jointed pinless knee, gives you that much bend there at the knee. No calf swivel, but you do have an ankle ball in there, but the way it's designed in the pant leg, you can't really get any swivel in there, so just a heads up on that. But you get a nice ankle pivot. You can hinge down quite a bit, and you can hinge up a little ways in there, and then you have peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So really good articulation for the Operation Monster Force Lieutenant Griffin, the ERASER, the optically compromised version. Okay, so let's see how Lieutenant Griffin actually measures up with other figures from the line. So we know that these figures share a lot of the same parts and stuff. So you got Declan Van Helsing here, and I'm knocking everyone down. You got the Forgotten King, and we want to add in, of course, Dracula in there so you can see how he measures up. And they all look really, really good together. It makes me really wish... I think it was Joe Fest last year that there was a translucent red Dracula and a translucent blue Forgotten King. I really, really wish I could have gotten in on those at the time. but I missed out, and I really wish I had them, and I'm kind of super bummed that now that I have the translucent GRIFFIN eraser, that I don't have those two guys, and I really wish I could have gotten them. And I believe Bill from Fresh Monkey Fiction, now part of Big Bad Workshop, actually has said, and I think this was on Unparalleled Universe's channel during a live stream, that those figures will become available somewhere later down the line, full boxed versions and everything like that. So if you have those exclusive ones from, I think it was Joe Fest, I could be wrong on which convention or toy show it was, but if you had those versions, you know, they're still exclusive, but there'll be similar versions released somewhere later down the line, and I hope there is, because I would love to get them. Okay, so that is my review of the Eraser, the optically compromised version of Lieutenant Griffin. You guys let me know down in the comments below if you attended Toylanta. Were you able to pick this one up? Make sure to head over to BigBadToyStore.com to pick this up. It is available. This video went live. It should be available. I don't know if it's going to sell out really quick, but I'll have a link in the video description so you guys can go ahead and put in an order if you're looking to pick this up. You guys let me know what you guys think of the Operation Monster Force line. I'm absolutely loving it. Big Bad Workshop and Fresh Monkey Fiction, along with Gridiron Studios, are absolutely killing it with these designs, and these figures came out incredible. But you guys give me your thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.